In today's era of rapid digital evolution and the vast information on the internet, teenagers are uniquely positioned to leverage their time, their resources, their skills to ensure that they maximally prepare for the future of their work life. And now this begs the question, how can we aid them in preparing for the future of work? Welcome to Tech Question Special. I'm Ibuku Bankole, and today we discuss equipping teens for the future of work. I have with me a product management professional who's also a product marketing professional, and she's the founder of Teens World Foundation. Her name is Kossy Okonkwo. Thank you very much for being my guest today.
Thank you so much, Ibukun and Tech Pression, for having me. I am so happy to be here.
Thank you, and thank you for honoring our invitation. Now, teenagers are faced with a whole lot, and there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's YouTube, there are learning platforms, e-learning. There's so much for them to absorb and learn aside, mainstream education. So what do you think of this and how they can maximize all the opportunities before them?
Okay, to be honest, I always say that the internet is made of good and the bad. So internet has a lot. So it can be beneficial to you and it can also be harmful to you. And these are the things we need to also let the teenagers know about, or our younger ones. The what you use the internet for is what matters, right? So we have TikTok, we have Facebook, we have, Instagram, all the social media platform. They're for fun, you know. And we have the educational platform, we have Google, we have other platforms that you can use for learning, for self development and all of that. So teaching them to maximize the ones that will benefit them is very, very important, because if you focus on the fun part, you'll be missing on a lot. Internet can equip you, internet can change your life, the internet can make you, a better person, but what do you use it for? And you have to channel your efforts to the right stuffs.
Okay. Now, what do we use it for? That's the most important thing, because you might know there are so many things, but what is the best way to use it? I'm glad that you raised that, because that's like the next question. Now, we know that there's a digital evolution and everybody's going into tech, and tech is optimizing pretty much every sector. Now, how can teenagers begin to maximize their skills? And I know that you have a program coming up, the Teen Tech Expo 2024, which is pretty interesting. Now, in line with that, how can teens begin to maximize those skill sets? What are those things they can begin to do now, especially those who are in secondary or senior secondary school at this time, particularly looking at the fact the future of work is tech inclined? At least you use tech to optimize whichever career a teenager says they want to go into.
Yeah, so to be honest, that question is two ways,
Okay.
right? I feel like teenagers, they don't even have an idea. A lot of them don't have an idea of what technology is all about or what technology can do for them. And that is why we need to carry them along. That is why we need to show them the way. We need to tell them that this is what this is all about. The importance, the impact, give them the right information so that they can key in, right? So when we introduce them to the right things to do with the internet, learning skills, searching for information, there's no kind of information that you want today that is not on the internet. There's no kind of skills that you want to learn today that you cannot learn from, some of the EdTech platform. You can go to YouTube, you can search on Google, whatever you need to know. Whatever it is you want to know, you can find it online, right? So telling them that, okay, showing them that these are the things that you can use this platform for, would make them want to know. Because if they don't know, what you don't know is bigger than you. But once you have an idea of this is what this can do for you and this is how I can use it, they will start to use it. And that brings me to the fact that in secondary schools, now this age and time, secondary schools tells students not to bring phones to school. They don't use laptops, they don't use phone. You come to class, you copy notes as usual. So even schools are not helping us. Meanwhile, that is where they're even supposed to start from, right? Then when you come to home, especially average home, who has computer, who has smartphones. So these people are supposed to be showing them the way and telling them that this is the right thing to do for them to come on board. So I will tell you that, first of all, they need some sort of guidance. And second of all, when they get that guidance, second of all, when they get the guidance, they now know the right places to channel their strengths to. Maybe they want to learn something, maybe they want some kind of information, or they want some kind of opportunities. These are all the things that the internet technology can do for you. Technology is here to simplify life, make life, every aspect of life, from head tech to ed tech to now you learn online. You don't really have to like go far and wide to learn anything. That is why technology is there. So just let them have the knowledge of this is what it is, then show them the way, and I tell you, they will pick it up.
So now, something very striking you said is about, the educational system in Nigeria. I know that a lot of private schools are already, introducing the use of computers, having virtual assignments, and, submitting online, using softwares to ensure that students are submitting their assignments, I understand that. And I know that Lagos State government too has a tech initiative to some extent, of course, which I know that you are pretty much like, how much of it is in existence? Okay. So it's not only Lagos, right?
Yeah.
Across, I mean, there was a time in Osun State that they said the Okonkwo or something, which is tablets that the former governor Regbeshola introduced. But the question is, are they maximizing? Are they implementing? Are they ensuring this is not just on paper? Right. So I'm glad that you raised that, and I hope that different state governments in Nigeria and also across Africa, because it's not just a Nigerian thing. I knew in Kenya there was something like that as well, but where is it today? I know. I really understand, and I'm glad that you highlighted it, because it's one thing for maybe me as a parent, it's one thing for me to say, oh, I've got this tab for you to work for 2 hours and let's see what you can do. I'm training. Then my child goes to school, and then it seems like you're taking my child 10 steps backward in terms of how the child is operating manually instead of optimizing with tech as such. So I'm glad that you raised that. I know you have a lot to say. I can see your face.
So I have a lot to, you know what I would say? Till we get to that point where secondary school students, primary school students can efficiently school from home without going to class. Let's say there's a storm tomorrow and school will not open. Would they be able to learn? The truth, no, answer you.
Some currently, yeah, some schools.
No, just if you talk about private schools, that's why I said, for like my foundation now, we'll target all teenagers, but we know that we have special, individuals. Those are like students from or teenagers from poor backgrounds and all of that. They don't have access to all of these things. And because of these, the ones that have opportunity to like access the resources are quite ahead of them. So, and how many of them? Look, tell me, how many Nigerians are able to like afford all of these things? How many secondary schools, even private schools, are able to afford all of this? Not all secondary schools are actually equipped with. There are some private schools that charge 70,000 naira, 15,000 naira school fees. Where do they want to get the money to equip students with all of that? So look at this segment of people and see that they even have will have higher percentage. Do you understand? So schools, I am not okay. I'm not here to.
I'm not here to make any school feel bad.
Yes, I'm going to say this right till we get to that point where our students, primary school students, secondary school students, they can, if there's a problem tomorrow, like the road is blocked or maybe there's some kind of war happening outside, and school says, okay, don't come to school, right? You can all learn from home. Then I, as a teacher, I prepare their classes, maybe through Google Classroom or maybe through the school EdTech platform, and they're able to do their assignments, attend their classes, submit, and all of that. That means we've gotten to that area. But if not,
Okay. I rest my case on that. But I'm glad you raised it.
And so also let you know, like during the course of, like you mentioned, we're preparing for an event. During the course of this journey, I've heard a lot of people say, internet is everywhere, technology is everywhere, children are doing this. But to shock you, I had a tech workshop for teenagers March, like a few months back, and we had about 35 to 50 of them in attendance. And we had like 3 speakers. I was one of the speakers talking about product development, growth, and all of that. Then I have somebody talking about emerging technology and somebody talking about blockchain, and because these are like areas that are really, really important and very beneficial now. So if I tell you that one third, let's say just 5% of that audience actually understand what technology is all about. None of them knows what blockchain, like we had, like, let's say I sat 20, 35 teenagers down and I asked them, have you heard of blockchain? And they're looking at each other, they've not heard of it. So you will tell me
Wow.
that, oh, these things are out there and all of that. They don't. Private secondary schools, fine, but it's in the public school. And I used audience, my attendees were actually all from public secondary schools. Do you understand? So you will see that there's still a lot of work to be done, because the truth is that if they have those opportunities in their home and they have it in school, it prepares them ahead of time. But when they don't have access to that information from their houses, is it their parents or from the teachers? Is it their teachers? I don't know.
How many
But,
teachers know?
yeah, but I know that Lagos State is trying to like equip a lot of teachers technologically. But yes, I am being hopeful, to be honest, and I pray that in the next 5 years things will, take a better
improve.
shape. Yeah.
Okay, now so let's look. I'm glad that we've shown or we've spoken about the fact that there's a whole lot to be done, especially when it comes
A
to
whole
teenagers.
lot.
They understand the social media, they understand TikTok, Matrix, and the fun aspect. But the real things that we need to survive in this day and age, understanding where they go from secondary school in this case, is just like what's going on. So now let's look at the Teen Tech Expo 2024. Can you tell us how the Teen Tech Expo is going to be, showcasing some of these issues that you have raised? I mean, trying to address some of these issues, enlighten the teenagers, and just let's know what it's about and the benefit that people stand to enjoy, especially teenagers.
Okay, so the Teen Tech Expo was actually a project born out of, I figured this problem and I want to solve it, which is the same problem I just mentioned. I think in the last 2 years, I had taught different secondary schools in Lagos, and we're actually talking on authenticity to the teenagers. It's just like, telling the teenagers that we know that this adolescent age is very tricky. You have a lot of developmental issues biologically, mentally, emotionally, a lot of things. A lot of you are falling in love, a lot of you are falling out of love, a lot of you are facing a lot of chaos at home. Do you understand? But regardless, and there's, like very big surge in peer pressure, but you have to remain authentic. This was the purpose of that tour, right? So, and being a tech person, tech was something that empowered me. I went into tech immediately after secondary school by mistake. So it's not by choice. I actually had it, like I said, if you come from a background where your parents are at least educated or know what the future is saying, they will always guide their children in the right path. So I followed a friend of mine. After secondary school, his parent asked him to like go learn a skill. Sorry. So asked him to like go learn, like inquire about computer skills and all of that. And he was like, oh, you have this computer school around your area. I want to go and check. I said, okay, I will follow you. So I went there and I was like, the rest is knowing the importance or the big impact of tech in my life. Always talk to teenagers about it, with these skills, especially now that we have a lot of tech skills that can make you good money. Like, you can be a poor child today, tomorrow, technology. I have a friend I went to school with. I studied computer science, by the way. And like, when we were going to school, this guy had nothing. Like, if you see him, I still post his picture every time. But he started borrowing laptop to like do all of these things. And because he saw friends doing it and he started doing it. Now he earns nothing less than 2 million naira in a month. And he's a big boy.
Wow.
And he has kind of, lifted his own family. So I talk to teenagers about it. And so imagine, excitedly telling you about this and I'm asking you this and you're like, oh, you're a Yahoo person. So you used to do Yahoo, like maybe when, and it's just normal. They think tech is Yahoo. So me trying to like break that stereotype, no, that is not technology. Technology is way more. Technology is something that is this important and all of that. And I begin to ask myself, if these teenagers the leaders of tomorrow, don't even know what tech is now, don't know the opportunities that exist in tech, don't know like what they can do with tech, then where is the future leaders going? What are we going to, who are we going to have tomorrow? Because at this stage and age, I expect that Nigeria is already diving into different sectors, from health to agriculture to education, in all areas. And we need to carry them along. Like I said, it's always, for me, it's always carrying them along. Because you don't show them that this is what this is all about, they're not going to know.
So there'll be a disconnect.
There will be a disconnect. Do you understand? So I was like, why is this? So that was actually how the mission started. Okay, how do I bring teenagers together? How do I actually preach the impact of technology, the opportunities that exist in tech, at least inspire them? Because we have a lot of people doing great things. We have a lot of people that technology has, including me, right? I know where I'm coming from. Without technology, like, I wouldn't even have like all the exposures I have. I mean, Nigeria, I work with foreign clients. It's because of technology. What would I be doing that will even carry me abroad and all of that? Do you get? So I was like, okay, what can I do to actually show them this particular part? And that's how the Teen Tech Expo came about. And we don't just want to like just do Tech Expo, preach, just preach, and don't do it. And that's why we're also partnering with companies like offer tech skills, tech training to these teenagers so that they can start at this point. But like I said, it's not just tech. We have other skills that teenagers can learn. And we're also, in as much as we're pushing tech, we're also pushing other skills. What are you good at? What do you think you can do? Where is the future going? What, is the future preaching? What can you do today that tomorrow will be of great benefit to you, of great value to you, that you can earn and stand on your own? So all of those places are what we're going to. Though we are starting with tech, right? But we'll see dive into other areas that teenagers that would be resourceful basically, and that work with them.
All right.
Yes.
So thank you. I know you mentioned earlier when we were having a conversation before the show about, education through skill acquisition. So that's like the central message, even though now you're focused on technology. That's really nice. Now, can you share some of the interactive sessions, the workshops that we should be looking out to, that the teens should be expecting to have on that day?
Okay. On that day, there's actually going to be we have a robotics company who would come in with their products to like demo. This is how we've built this, and it was fully manufactured and built in Nigeria, programmed in Nigeria. Wow. So they will be coming, right? So we have an emergency response company like health, from the health industry, who would also be coming. So I know you heard about this accident that happened in the River Niger, that one guy drowned.
Yes, a popular actor.
So that's that particular company would also be showcasing them how to do like CPR and all of that. Like they will display it and give them like, it's a game. But through that game, you're going to learn. That, like, these are like primary things that you need to do. And we're going to also be, working on other games, number games, tech. So we have like a Scrabble where you have to like identify tech words and all of that. So all of these things is to really give them an insight into what technology is. And like I said, we have a panel discussion that will dive into different aspects of technology, different industries. But I say, though we don't have all of the industries on board, but we have the major industries. We have health, we have education, we have fintech, we have robotics, we have emerging technologies. And the emerging technologies will cover both IoT, AI, and others. So they will be diving into these industries, the things, the opportunities that are there, the problems, the risk, and all of that, so that they can open up their eyes into, things that they can start doing. So permit me to use this example. I had a friend who studied physics, right? And he's a software engineer now, but he's into IoT and machine learning basically, and he's building a product presently. But right now, Nigerians might not appreciate it, but it's a very big product, right? So it's something that, like a mobile doctor, you can carry like anywhere you go to, even to the like rural areas. So it can help you like check your, it's connected to your phone. It helps you to check your pulse, your blood pressure, your high BP, and all of that. And it's being built here in Nigeria.
That's really interesting.
So that is because this person identified the high rate of high blood pressure and high blood sugar in Nigeria. And if you, as a person who have this diseases, you are able to know, oh, this is what it is, this is the numbers, you'll be able to know when to start managing it. Do you understand? So there are a lot of these problems. Agriculture, is it EdTech, is it FinTech? That workshop that we had, we actually gave them like an assignment, no work, classwork to do at the end of the session. So come up with a problem, a problem and the solution from any industry of your choice, and you won't believe the kind of fintech solution. So I'm telling you that the only thing they need is to expose them to that and let them know that they are capable, like they can do it. I'm telling you, they're already capable of doing it, but you just need to let them know, because at this point they don't know, and you have to breastfeed them. No, give them that responsibility to find how to do those things, give them the skills, equip them with, give them the resources, and they'll find
Okay, so I really like this conversation and how you have highlighted the fact that teenagers are smart enough to even prefer solutions that we need
So
in
you
this
won't
day and
believe
age.
it.
And this is really interesting, particularly because, we said future of work.
Yeah.
You've said about two, three things. First thing is you need to guide them. And,
Exactly.
when you guide them, then they can be aware of things that they need to know, and then maximize that skill to provide these solutions that we need. So it still boils down to the parents, the teachers,
The
the
people around
government.
them, everyone. So hold on to a teenager today. The thing you don't know is that is actually a very critical stage. You might be looking at them like, oh, this one is too stubborn, or this one is, parents call them like a lot of name at that age. I don't know if maybe you can use your teenage stage as an example. You see your friends doing things, you want to do what everybody's doing because you want to belong, right? So hold one down and try to guide that particular teenager. They're actually smart enough. There's nothing they can't do. And like you said, there's already a lot of information out there. So just show them point them to the right direction.
All right.
And they will start to follow. Yeah.
So point them to the right direction. Now, before we go, can you just tell us the date, the time, how Teen Tech Expo is going to go, and so that we can prepare and as we round off?
Teen Tech Expo will be coming up on the 28th of May 2024. It's going to be a very exciting event. And if you're a young adult, or you're a teenager, or you're a parent, or you're a teacher, you can't afford to miss this event, because it's going to be opening your eyes to a lot of things. We're going to be talking about, the educational system, from certificate driven to, skills driven. We're also going to be talking about the importance of acquiring skills and getting ready from this age as a young person, so that when you grow up, you not join us and be singing adulthood NASCAR. Yeah. So for teachers, for parents, you need to be there too, because the information you get will help you know how to manage your own kids and know how to manage your own students. So the tech events is going to be fun too. So we don't just want to teach and teach and teach. So we have artist performances, and we also have other artistic performances. Just come and have fun. The 28th of May 2024, the event starts by 10 a.m. to like 3 p.m. and it's a free event. It's not supposed to be free, but we are giving it out for free, just to let you know the importance of what we're trying to do. And if we catch them young now, imagine the quality of adults that we are going to have tomorrow. So join us on this journey. Please let us make Nigeria better together.
Thank you so much. I love how you ended it. Let's make Nigeria better together. I mean, by guiding the future, our future leaders who are already showing their skill sets at their teenage stage. My name is Ibukumba Ankole. Join us again for another interesting edition of Tech Pression Special. Bye-bye.